How are we doing today? Now, we've got, a few things to talk about because it seems as if, we're getting the impression that Thiago Pinto is not done with the January transfer market. And I do believe, and I've said this already, but I highly believe that the match against Juventus made every single component of Roma, from Mourinho to Thiago Pinto, way more proactive when it comes to the transfer market. And this is why we are seeing Thiago Pinto is interested, being interested, trying to get more players as possible and giving them to Mourinho. Because he finally understood as well that, this team lacks the confidence. And, he's following Mourinho's directions. And the last directions which Mourinho gave him is that Mourinho has asked for a midfielder and a defender. In this case, under the names of Ndombele and Malang Sarr. Now, before talking about them, obviously, I do want to say that today it has been Sergio Oliveira's day. It has also been my history exam day. My hand is about to collapse. I wrote 3 history essays in the space of 2 hours. But let's not speak about that. Today, Sergio Oliveira has officially landed in Rome. Tomorrow, basically, Sergio Oliveira tomorrow will undergo his medics, will sign his contract, and tomorrow, speaking about new players, tomorrow at 2:30 Italian time, there will be Maitland-Niles' presentation press conference. So today has been Sergio Oliveira landing in Rome. Tomorrow will be the Sergio day. Sergio. But no, he landed today this morning. And basically, just to share a quick clip, this is him arriving at the airport.
Sergio, più qua, Sergio.
So yeah, Sergio Oliveira has landed in Rome. He will start on Sunday, and I'm seeing the chat, why is Corzon not playing this weekend? He's got COVID. COVID's back. Many players are now, back positive, tested positive for the coronavirus, and Corzon has tested positive, so it'll be another chance to see Maitland-Niles. We've got some transfer market news when it comes to, entries, but we do have some, fairly breaking news as well when it comes to the players who will leave AS Roma. Calafiori is no longer close to Cagliari. He is set to go to Genoa, and he will undergo his medics to Genoa tomorrow. Basically he's on loan, gives in, it's an opportunity for him to grow. Villar and Borja Mayoral are both one step away from joining Getafe. Villar has posted a story on Instagram saying one final goodbye and then tagged the city of Rome and then immediately deleted that. But Villar is one step away from Getafe, and joining him, Borja Mayoral is as well. Now, I'm totally against giving Borja Mayoral away because just imagine if Tammy gets injured, we're stuck with Muradov. And, not having Borja Mayoral might be a big fatal error. But, if Mourinho doesn't like him, I'm not the manager, he has to decide. Obviously, today's live stream is concentrated on the players because we've got more transfer market news because Mourinho has asked for players. And as I said before, especially after the match, against Juventus, there's something which needs to be fixed. And in this case, Mourinho has asked for a defender and a midfielder. Now, the midfielder is a player which Mourinho knows very well and has been asking Roma to try and achieve Ndombele even this summer. And then the second player is Malang Sarr. Now, what I want to say is that let me start with something. These two players will join Roma. If they were going to join Roma, they would join Roma on a loan. We have to forget thinking about Roma buying these players it's not going to happen. Tuchel Tuchel, wherever you call him, I call him Tuchel, Chelsea's manager, has a bright future for Malang Sarr. And in many press conferences, he has said how much Malang Sarr will be important in Chelsea's future. But obviously, this doesn't mean that going to another, club, experiencing, the culture now of that club, the football culture, and growing Malang Sarr, would be something. So Malang Sarr would 100% come on loan. Ndombele would come on loan now, but he's having difficulties at Tottenham. Conte is completely thrown him off. Fans absolutely hate him. They're blowing him up every time he plays. I would, right now in the January transfer market, I can see Ndombele as a loan, but maybe if Ndombele plays well, Mourinho will convince Thiago Pinto to buy him. Because as we said before, Ndombele and Mourinho have a very, very, very profound and special bond. They were, when Mourinho was manager at Tottenham, he was first, right, in the Premier League. And Ndombele was a big, big shout in that team. Ndombele dominated the midfielder area, if we want to call it like that. He was a main midfielder. Mourinho absolutely adored him. Then obviously Mourinho got sacked before the final, which Tottenham played against Man City. And now with Nuno Espirito Santo and Antonio Conte, and Ndombele has been playing less, and now with Conte's arrival, he's been playing even less than before. With Nuno, at least he scored a banger against Newcastle, but with Conte, it's not in his plan. There's nothing Conte can do. As I said in many live streams, Conte is a manager which sticks with the starting 11 and barely ever changes. And another factor which about Ndombele is that he was starting against in the FA Cup against Morecambe, and Tottenham was losing. He got subbed off, and basically he got booed by the fans. The fans are not liking Ndombele. Ndombele wants to leave, and Mourinho has called Ndombele. Now this is the positive. This is, a big difference from what we had a few weeks ago. Because a few days ago, I should say, if you remember, I went live talking about Ndombele to Roma. But things were barely going to happen. Now that Sergio Oliveira came, I think, it would be great to get Ndombele, but in a way, we're more covered. But the more players we have, the more squad depth we improve. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind Ndombele at all. And Mourinho, an update from that live stream about Ndombele is that Mourinho gave him a call. Mourinho and Ndombele have a good bond. And Mourinho can easily convince Ndombele to move to Rome, could easily convince Ndombele to lower his wages if he comes to Rome, and could easily convince Ndombele to convince the Tottenham board, Conte and Paratici, which, by the way, want him, out of their project, to try and give Ndombele to Roma. Now, another thing is that, as I said before, Ndombele right now would come as a loan, especially now that we have Sergio Oliveira as well. It would be great to have both. It would be absolutely insane to have Ndombele and Sergio Oliveira both playing at the same time. I think Sergio Oliveira, someone commentated in yesterday's live stream, I can't remember who it was, but he said that Sergio Oliveira scored 20 goals last season. If you focus on Sergio Oliveira, if he repeats that season, and you have Ndombele, who's more of a defensive midfielder, then you're done. You improved your squad depth. And if these two players will start, then you've got a good substitution line with Verta and Cristante. They're not the best option, but they are definitely better than keeping Diawara and Darboe, which have less experience. So, I think Ndombele is, as I said before, it's a good shout. Plus the fact he wants to leave, he's having a really hard time at Tottenham, and he knows Mourinho well. Mourinho can convince him. He can easily convince him. So the thing which makes me want to say it's not gonna happen is that we already bought Sergio Oliveira, and obviously something I always link back to is the money. We don't have a limited amount of money. We have to keep tracks of the money we spend. But speaking about Sergio Oliveira, we haven't paid him much. I think he came on a loan. We're paying 1 million to Porto, and if we want to buy him on a permanent deal this summer, then Roma needs to pay 13 million, which for a player who's not too young but has the experience, plays for the Portuguese national team, I don't think it's that much. Ndombele would cost more, and the fact that Tottenham paid 60 million for Ndombele means that they need to try and, have a good affair. So they won't sell Ndombele for less than 30 million, I think. So buying Ndombele is something which Thiago Pinto needs to really think about, because it's a good amount of money. But, loaning Ndombele might be a good idea. And right now, what journalists are thinking is that the transfer market for Thiago Pinto in January is not over, and Ndombele could easily be the next shout. In these last couple of hours, plus Thiago Pinto has contacted his agents and Tottenham board, so they're having initial discussions, which then, if they proceed well, they maybe speak with Ndombele himself. So it's proceeding well, but it's not something which is close. And then the second player which Mourinho asked is Malang Sarr. Now, Malang Sarr is extremely young. He is... Let me search it up because I don't want to speak random stuff. Sarr is 22 years old. 22 years old. Now, he's French, Senegalese origins. He's a Chelsea player. Now, he is a player which Chelsea has loaned many times. Many times. I say he became a Chelsea player 2 years ago, and 1 year ago he was at Porto. Chelsea loaned him out to Porto to try and build this guy, because Tuchel said in many interviews that he believes in a massive future for Malang Sarr, and loaning him out to clubs will grow him more and more. So buying Malang Sarr will be physically impossible. He's young, Tuchel wants him. So loaning him would be the best option. Now, something I want to say is that Malang Sarr was a player for Nice, and then for 1 year, an entire year, he didn't have a club and he trained by himself. Then Chelsea bought him 2 years ago, loaned him out of Porto last year, and now he's back at Chelsea, where he played 7 times, assisted 0 times, obviously, because he hasn't played much, and got booked 2 times. The booking is something Roma should look at, because the booking means red cards. So many players at Roma are too aggressive, and that is why they end up not playing many matches. Look at Zaniolo. Zaniolo commits too many fouls. Zaniolo plays a match, gets a yellow card. In the second match, he gets another yellow card. And he needs to spend 1 match off because he has a hypothetical red card. So, for a guy which is unexperienced, young, played 7 matches, 2 bookings isn't that much. And something Roma should look about is definitely this. And obviously, he would come on a loan, as I said before. Roma would need to pay something at Chelsea. But obviously, it won't happen on a permanent deal. I'm 100% convinced that it will definitely not happen on a permanent deal. Because he's young. And Chelsea has a very good way of playing with young players. Some of them coming from the academy. Some of them just buying young players in general. Look at Mason Mount coming from the academy. Look at Reece James. Look at Malang Sarr, who's young. Look at Chalobah. Chelsea likes to play with academy players, young players. So buying him on a permanent deal would be physically impossible. But loaning him out might be something. And Tuchel said that he wants to loan him out because he grew him, and he can see a growth if he gets loaned out. Basically these are the 2 players Mourinho has asked for. Both of them would happen on a loan, I think. Ndombele would maybe happen on a permanent deal, but definitely not in the January transfer window. This is basically it. The match against Juventus made many, components of this club realize that something is missing. And especially after that match, the clubs, Thiago Pinto, Mourinho, I see them way more proactive in the transfer market. And Mourinho in these last hours has asked for Ndombele and Sarr, and has directly contacted Ndombele to try and convince him. As I said before, did I say that Ndombele obviously got booed after the match in the FA Cup from Tottenham? He's not having a good time. He wants to go away. And I do think that if he gets offered Jose Mourinho back as a manager, I think it wouldn't take that much time for him to accept it. But obviously the financial and economic part is in that as well. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically it. Transfer market of the day. Basically tomorrow it's Sergio Oliveira Day. Live stream will be on that. Tomorrow at 2:30 Italian time, there will be Ainsley Maitland-Niles press conference. And yeah, basically this is it. Transfer market of today is this. More names are being linked to Roma. Obviously, because Mourinho needs to improve the squad depth. Mourinho needs the players. And all I need to say is that if you're new here, please subscribe. So many of you guys, a good amount of a percentage of you guys who watches these videos is not yet subscribed. And it would, first of all, it would take you way less time to subscribe rather than search up the Simon Show every single time. And second of all, it would support all of us so much. So please, please, please subscribe if you're new. Like this live stream as soon as it becomes a video as well. Comment in the comments if you think these two names are good, these two names are bad. Follow me over here at Instagram, at Lower Score The Simon Show. If you have TikTok, I'm not that active on TikTok, but if you have TikTok, follow me at The Simon Show Lower Score. And I just want to announce that anyone who wants to be part on the Simon Show membership, we have created a membership which allows personalized badges, personalized emojis, all about Roma. And if you become a member, you'll have a badge next to your name and obviously prioritized comments. It costs $4.99 a month, €4.99, not $499. Obviously, €4.99 per month. And if you want to become a member, all you have to do is click the membership button down below. I will catch you soon tomorrow for the Sergio Oliveira Day, and I'll see you later. Simon out.